flexibility of these individuals and what the body can do and how the body can bend and what the body can break. And I'm hearing between the conversation with Tariq and Sensei in studio is that yes, mind over matter, but also focus and discipline. And when I enrolled, well, not enrolled, but I had free classes as you know, parents can see what it's all about. And all I said was, shame for the kindness. But it builds strength and character. And what we're doing today on Centrepiece, we look at wonderful people making a difference in their unique way, and the piece we create or that which we embody or as we learn from others. Today, our theme for Ramadan was Istiqamah, and the path to steadfastness, and definitely a sport that develops this is karate. Our guest is Sensei Hoosain Narker, who is a specialist in karate and published author. He recently launched a new publication, Ashihara Karate Sabaki, the essential guide to mastering the art. This is a must-have book because it teaches you step by step. It shows you some pictures, and that's why I was sharing this with some of the viewers online. And julle moet die boek kry want dis baie interessant, and you know, it emphasizes on balance, coordination and precision. And you know, seeing is believing, and you see it, but Sensei is also in these photos as well, and he says, this is me and this is then, you know. So let's look at karate, a traditional martial art that originated in Okinawa, Japan, and has become a globally practiced discipline. The word karate translates to empty hand, reflecting its focus on self-defense techniques with others. And this is why I would have wanted to introduce my daughter to karate, because it is a self-defense. So in studio we have our sensei, and our sensei is Hoosain Narker. Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh.
Wa alaikum salam wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh.
And how are you this morning? Eid Mubarak to you as well.
Shukran, Eid Mubarak to you and the rest of the team. Shukran, alhamdulillah, I'm well. I believe that when one gets up in the morning, then, you know, you have a good day, because we shouldn't have been able to get up otherwise.
Yes, absolutely.
So yes, it's all blessings, and I'm always thankful, and I'm more thankful to be on the air here with you in the studio as well.
I'm so happy I got to fill in for my colleague today because I get to have the conversation with you. Jamila Parker says, Eid Mubarak to Hoosain Narker and family. Well done to him.
Shukran.
Jamila Parker Galsuker, absolutely. So, yes, you heard it today. We're talking about karate technique. Kata, kumite. I read all these words, philosophy, belts and ranks, and we're going to have a conversation around all of this today as well. Karate is more than physical activity. It's a path of self-improvement and respect, not only for yourself, but for others as well. It teaches discipline, and you know what? I get excited because now we have first hand, and you get to listen as well, and maybe why you would want to introduce your kids or maybe yourself, you never know. And then so our sensei is going to be talking to us and introducing karate to us as well. So let's hear, Sensei, how were you introduced to karate?
Okay, just to tell you that I actually started karate 51 years ago.
Sure. Now I'm not even going to ask how old you are.
so yes, that was in the 70s. It was the Bruce Lee craze. I was chubby in just jumped 2 years before that, or 2 years later, a song came up, Hey Fatty Bomb Bomb.
Right, right.
And so I was chubby, and people would call me Fatty Bomb Bomb. And I told myself I want to look like Bruce Lee, and that set me on this path. And we lived close to the cinema, and I would be living in the cinema watching those early flood of kung fu movies.
Oh.
And training.
Wow! So training through the kung fu movies,
and then also that set me to join a karate school, and subsequent schools right. to where I am eventually.
Okay, very interesting. And so how was that journey for you? Exciting?
I
Or
wouldn't
hard
want,
work?
I wouldn't want to change it for anything else. That's the first thing. So if one looks at it, over half a century of following this dream, and I tell in one of my other books, I wrote, "Are you living your dreams? If not, why not?" I just have to digress. I'm blind in one eye. When I was 9 years old, I lost vision, so it was even more difficult. So when you speak about the discipline and all that might come out later in our chat.
Yeah.
But it made me have to work harder, and I think I'm now Sasa age. I still have a six pack. Maybe I can flash it just now. But yes, karate has kept me healthy. It has opened the world to me. And in living my dreams, I have visited 60 countries to teach, train, and compete in karate. So no other job would have given me that.
Oh, yeah.
So lots to be thankful for.
Lots to be thankful for. Zayan, Auntie Lamise can see your messages here, right here. Good job, Uncle. Rishan Falyun says good job.
Thank
Because
you.
not many of us live our dreams because there's somehow limitations that we place on ourselves. Like we can't do anything. But, you know, like you said, you went to movies, you watched movies, you trained a bit, and then eventually it took you to go into school. So now you are able to live it and you love it. I mean, if you're still doing karate, you're teaching now,
Yes.
you're competing. I just have to ask.
Occasionally,
Oh.
although it's unfair sometimes to the
Of
others.
course. 51 years of experience. Okay, beautiful. So we know this was 51 years ago. Is there a difference between karate and martial arts?
Karate is a martial art.
Oh, okay.
And the martial arts comprise, for example, judo, karate, aikido. Those are guys that wear the black skirts. Kung Fu is a Chinese martial art. So we have Chinese martial arts, Japanese martial arts. We even have Indian martial arts.
Okay.
So there are different countries that had their own indigenous fighting art. Karate is just one of them.
Okay, okay. Now I've learned something new as well because growing up, I always thought, are you going to do karate? Are you going to do martial arts? You want to do this and that? So good to know. About, I mean, you said the song came out, Fatty Fatty Boom Boom, right? And so let's talk about the benefits then of martial arts.
Can I just say there are many different karate schools, as there are many different martial arts. So different schools would emphasize different things. You had alluded earlier to discipline. So let me just speak about my school. When students come in by the door, they say, when I came in here by your door, I heard some Japanese words.
Okay.
Good morning, good afternoon.
Yeah. From Tariq.
From Tariq, yes. But when our students enter the dojo, they say us, which is he had said to. That's the common greeting word. That means yes, no, goodbye, everything. But they also say onigai shimasu. Onigai shimasu means please teach me or please show me. So they come in by the door, they say please teach me already. So for many that's a switch off from the outside world because they now know they're coming here to have a purpose, which is not what they did outside. Then if the class has started and they're late, they would do 10 push-ups, sit on their knees in the sujood fashion, and then say, please excuse me. Also in Japanese, stretchimasu, which means please excuse me. Then they've got to wait until I or another instructor say join the class. So they can't just fall in. So already they're starting to learn discipline. And in today's world, that is seriously lacking. At the end of class, when we sit down again, then they have to thank the instructor by saying arigato gozaimasu, which means thank you very much, and we thank them too. So there's that semblance that they learn those things. But about the health aspect, say for example, you come and join, and at the beginning of class, we do warm-ups and stretching. So we say 10 push-ups. Now maybe you can only do 1 or 2, but you see the other lady next to you doing 5, and perhaps that will motivate you to try. So as you keep on practicing, you're going to start doing more and doing it better. and before you know it, you'll be doing 10 too.
Absolutely.
And it's our job to motivate you, to push you beyond what you think is your boundaries.
Absolutely. I love that. I love that you know what, when you're stepping in, what is that word that you said? Please teach me.
Onigai shimasu.
Right. Don't know if we're gonna learn that, Rushan, but we will get there. And I love that because anybody could introduce that when in their teaching environment, because you do shut off the world and you're stepping in and you're saying, I'm here to learn. You know, I'm not here to fool around. I'm here to focus because I'm here to learn. That is a very beautiful saying there.
You're just speaking about that, you know, in Japan, for example, they don't have caretakers at schools. Students come in the morning and they clean the place themselves. When they leave in the afternoon, they clean it themselves.
Yeah.
So that's all part of that holistic approach.
We've seen the videos. We are amazed by these young children that are being taught from a young age, and because our kids will just give you the side eye, like, why must I clean up, or why must I do this, and a very, very beautiful principle. So you teach this type of
Actions. Let's call it actions.
let's call it actions
Yes.
to your kids, and so that they implement that at home as well.
Hopefully, I'll come to
Yeah.
that just now. We have something called soji, not the soji that you
That you
eat,
eat.
yes, but it means cleaning. And after class, depending on the facility, if you have the mats, we have a rag and the kids take it and they run over the floor, cleaning it with their hands.
Oh.
Like in a push-up position, and they run. So it's also an exercise. In fact, I'll show you in the picture just now how to do it.
Okay, beautiful. We've got a message on the WhatsApp, and I'll jump in between. You know, Kaicho
Yes.
Hoosain Narker is a wonderful individual and an excellent sensei. His style of Ashihara is very useful and beneficial towards self-defense and empowering oneself, and that comes from Muhsin.
Okay, shukran.
Okay, so now we're talking about the things and the not only the theory but the practical lessons that you also give within your classes. You know, it just puts out the question: why do people, or why would we take an interest in karate?
Karate. People see karate for different reasons. Some would want to do it for self-defense. Others would want to do it to get fit. Others, want to learn how to fight.
Right.
Parents bring their kids to learn confidence. Kids that might be bullied, it would be good for them. So there are many varied reasons why people would want to do karate. It depends on the individual. And sometimes it's up to us to see if we could change them. Some that for example, I have a lot of kids that now, or I have parents that now train with their kids. They bring the kids and they sit and wait. And then I say, instead of sitting there, why not just join the class? And then imagine how many activities are there where kids share it with their parents.
Right.
And suddenly now the parents are training with the kids.
Right.
It boosts the kids, because sometimes the kids have trained longer, then they can help the parents. So there's that reverse role. So there's many benefits of why people would want to train. It just depends on the individual.
That used to be one of my things. I'll rather send my daughter so that she can teach me, And they are younger, and, they have the flexibility as well, and maybe not the strength to do those push-ups, but as you said, you see the other child and you are motivated by it as well. So we've gone through, I've gone through the book that you have here as well, and you're an author. It sounds like you've written more than one book.
Yes, I have. Actually, I wrote 8 technical manuals, and then this is a picture book. When I say picture book, it's a follow along guide. Although some of the others have that. In 2008, I released a book. It's a travel come training journey book. I did a 6-month journey of the United States, Canada, and South Central America. Visited 40 of the USA states. Traveled 78,000 kilometers. Trained, taught, competed. So that was another book that I had launched in. So yes, and then I've got some instructional DVDs out as well.
Okay, I love the instructional DVDs. So would this be for somebody who could maybe train at
Oh,
home? Okay.
yes, I actually in 1997, I launched my first website, which was one of the first 10 in the country. And then people that visited the website wanted to learn more about this karate. When I came in before we started the program, you asked what is Sabaki.
Yes.
We'll probably still answer that. But people were excited by what they saw on the website and they wanted more. So we started making our videos then. And then people said, can we learn by distance?
Yes.
Now, I opened my karate school in 1980, started teaching karate as a profession in 85. In 1993, formed my own organization. And since then, we have grown to over 20 countries. Now, I have a lot of people around the world on my distance program.
Yeah.
They get the videos and things, learn at home, and we do WhatsApp teaching and things like that. So, our first DVD, and we'll get to it later, we'll offer to your listeners. Put it, although people don't have DVD now, but
Right.
but they can download it.
Oh, we've got computer boxes where you can put the DVD
See,
or
in-
the laptops
Yes.
that you can still, yes.
Yeah. But now I offer it as downloads.
Okay.
And people put it in. It's got exercises, stretching,
Okay.
the basics. Whatever's in the book is also on the video or the DVD, and you can follow along and practice at home. And then those that want more can do WhatsApp calls. In the past, I did with Skype and things like that. And then I can fix them, and that's how I do it by long distance.
Okay, lovely. Because some of us love the long distance. Sometimes we cannot get to the classrooms because of time and work and all the other commitments that we have. And it's so nice that we have these platforms where we have the time, or we can do it in the time that we have. But so you've traveled extensively. When you say, and I wasn't even born when you started your when you started going into this in 1980.
No, I opened my school
You
in
opened your school
1980.
in 1980. Sure, I wasn't even born then. But it just speaks to your experience that you have, and not only experience but your knowledge and your growth. Because when you visit different countries, it's also a growth for you. Different cultures that you get that you have to learn and understand, and I'm sure this also fits into the way that you teach.
Yes, that is so. Just about that, you had introduced me as sensei, and Muhsin had now called Kaicho.
Yes.
There are different titles in karate like senpai, sensei, shihan, Kaicho. After more than 50 years on the ladder, you climb higher.
Okay.
So technically, my title is Kaicho.
Okay.
That's like the head of the association. The sensei would be the one with 3 or 4 stripes. The senpai is 1 or 2 black. You get a black belt with stripes.
Yes.
So you get the first dan, the second dan, the third dan, the fourth dan, like that. And alhamdulillah, I'm probably one of the more higher ranked persons in the country. Coming from our communities.
Right. Oh, it sounds like a journey. Karate is a journey. It's not just I'm going to start now. I'm going to start with this color belt, and then I'm going to go to the next belt. But it sounds like it is a journey.
It is a journey where you do go from belt to belt, but that shouldn't be the aim. The aim should be about the self-improvement,
Okay.
and the belts would just be the rewards for your progression.
Wow, very nice.
As I was driving, I thought I should have brought the other book, because in my one book I wrote about training under apartheid. Now you must remember that time when I started, it was training under apartheid.
Right.
So it wasn't always that easy to get skills
Right.
and things like that.
Right. Now we've got another message. Shukran Lamise to our guest. This is excellent for kids and adults. The discipline is definitely a problem today in kids. I see it all around me. Some kids have anger issues. Yes, they do. She's already asking for your contact number.
Okay, we'll give it to her. Just about that anger, I spoke to your colleague in the studio and I said we have striking pads. So if the guy's got anger, we hold the pad and we say, hit me. So I've got the protection of the pad and you vent your anger on the striking pad. And often karate is a good tool to get that out of their systems.
Very, very, very interesting. Now,
Kaicho.
Kaicho. You know, pronunciations you read, and it could be because I'm saying karate and you saying karate. So the way we there's different ways of pronouncing, but we appreciate because you've also traveled quite the distances and you in this for so long. And can you imagine it just started with something that you wanted to do as a young one because of words and songs that came out, and you wanted to just change your course, and that is what we should be teaching our children, because we see every day there are so many fights in the schools. It's unbelievable. People are making it as if it's
Common
something
thing.
and it's so cool, and every time there's a fight people are now recording. There's actually a group chat for school fights, and my nephew showed it to me and I thought this is unbelievable. It's like a highlight right now. And when you talk about discipline and people that get bullying and self-defense, these are and just respect as a whole, it feels like we have to go back to basics.
Uh, I regret the fact that there's no more corporal punishment at schools. Because if I look at my school years, the teachers clubbed sense into us. So you had more disciplined people than today. Now, if the child gets scolded at school, the parents are there to come and tell the teacher, "Who are you to do that?" And so teachers have a hard time in ensuring that kids learn discipline. But there's so many benefits of doing karate, and it's sad to see that if you're saying fight clubs or fight groups or things like that for school children. One principal that I know, a child went to a posh school and he was bullied and hit, and he's got a plate in his forehead between his brain as a result of being beaten up at school.
Right.
Now for the rest of his life, he's gonna have that medical problems.
So, Hoosain. Okay, no. So we've got in studio Kaicho. Am I right?
That's yes.
Kaicho. Well, he's not a sensei, guys. He's leveled up here.
Actually, I although that's my formal title, I don't use it.
Yeah.
The lower one on the rank is the senpai.
Okay.
And to keep the ego away, I am senpai, and all my black belt students are called senpai.
Okay.
The word senpai just means senior. So it doesn't matter if they call me senpai. Other people are amazed, but it has kept me on the ground and not in the sky by being called senpai.
Absolutely, so beautiful. It's the same. I'm sure gonna latch it on to. You get those managers in the stores, and you'll see them with a broom, and they say they are no better, no higher because of their title in terms of running the organization, but they are one with everybody, and that's what you're reminding me of. And it's good for us to also share this as well, because people in today think that titles define who you are and you are higher or better than the next person, and yet we're just filling a role.
Yes. I'm thankful because karate has taught me that humility, and there's some Japanese concepts that perhaps we can share. One of them is oya no on, and I'll explain that to you, and another is omoyari. Omoyari means sincere caring. When students come into the dojo, for example, you might have had your problems or whatever, and perhaps in the dojo, by giving you the support, it can resolve your problems. We can't maybe help you financially or whatever, but we can help you quell whatever it is, and if we care sincerely for one another. Now we just finished Ramadan, and at some of the mosques, I like to mosque jump during for Tarawih, and most of them would speak about the past where you had people walking around from house to house taking a bochi.
Yes.
We don't see that nowadays. And what was that? That was to develop that spirit,
Right.
that unity.
Right.
We live past one another.
Right. So when we return, we're going to be talking about Sensei, Senpai, Kaicho, all rounder. Hoosain is in studio with us. A wealth of knowledge, Hoosain Narker, wealth of knowledge, and also when it comes to teachings of karate. And not only that, he's got a book. He launched a book. Also, we're going to talk about more about the book. There's more than one book, and it also just teachings and lots of development that you can have. So get your friends and your kids as well. Get them tuned in to Radio 786 100.4 FM. When we return, we're going to be talking about the book, a little bit more about Karate Sabaki, the essential guide to mastering art. So stay tuned to Radio 786 100.4 FM.
Attention all contractors, business owners and homeowners.
Awesome.
Electrical and lighting.
Wow.
Your one-stop electrical and lighting shop is now open on your doorstep. We are an independent family-owned company with a proud tradition of personal service, experience and know-how. From residential.
There is a very special place of encouragement, development and nurturing where mentally challenged children of all ages, ethnicity and religion
57,
receive
okay.
care. A place
Slash our last half an hour of 3 hours.
has grown steadily over the last
What time do you start?
9 o'clock.
various sponsors.
Ek sit net hier nou. It's now 11:33. Okay, doke. So when we come back, we're going to talk about your book. You recently published. Our listeners can get hold of your books. What age children can start. What are they taught at the club? And then we talk about your dojo. Where's your dojo?
Plumstead, Grassy Park. And then I also teach at Star Colleges,
Oh, okay.
Bridgetown and there.
Yes, because they would offer it as a
Extramural.
right. Okay, cool.
The Amman School of Excellence.
Actually, I taught before at 17 schools, but I travel too much and I have some assistants, but for them to run classes during the day is not always possible because I teach at the school during the day.
Yes.
So I had to drop some.
Yeah.
I'm going to India on the 10th of next month.
Yeah.
That will be my 56th visit
Sure.
to India.
Wow.
In fact, I go every 2 months now.
Oh.
Because in India we have over 10,000 members.
Sure.
I'll show you afterwards. I'll show you some
Yeah.
things.
Wow.
Well, the answer is obviously super quick.
And then I'm going to tell you, I'm going to digress also. When we come to the book, I'll just say about some other person that